Hey y'all, since I couldn't be with you today and you're supposed to be starting your project, I want to just kind of go through the expectations really quickly with you so that we could be clear just ahead of time. So, this project is based on We Didn't Start the Fire. We Didn't Start the Fire was a huge commercial success when it was released in 1989. The song was Billy Joel's third number one hit and was nominated for the Grammy Award for Record of the Year. It's also a great summary of history for the second half of the 20th century. Its lyrics include brief, rapid fire allusions to more than 100 headline events between January 1949 and 1989 when the song was released on his album. Remember, we said the Cold War was going to be 1945 to 1989. So we can see that this time period really covers a lot of news during the Cold War. In fact, you can even see this rapid fire allusions headlines business if you click on this link here in the document version of this to see that We Didn't Start the Fire music video. Billy Joel was a self-described history nut who wanted to be a history teacher when he was younger. I guess he got the better end of the deal than I did. I'm a history teacher and he's like a millionaire. But anyway, he got the idea for the song when he was talking with someone on the verge of turning 21 who averred that the world was an unfixable mess. Joel replied to him, "I thought the same things when I was 21." The person replied, "Yeah, but you grew up in the 50s and everybody knows that nothing happened in the 50s." Joel retorted, "Wait a minute, didn't you hear of Korea, the Hungarian freedom fighters, or the Suez Crisis?" Joel later said those headlines formed the basic framework for the song. He said later that I had turned 40, it was 1989, and I said, okay, what has happened in my life? I wrote down the year 1949. Okay, Harry Truman was president, popular singer of the day, Doris Day. China went communist, another popular singer, Johnny Ray, big Broadway show, journalist, Walter Winchell, athlete, Joe DiMaggio. And then I went on to 1950. It's one of the worst melodies I've ever written. I kind of like the lyric, though. And we can see, we've already seen in just these couple of things that he's listed here, we've already talked about Harry Truman as president, the Truman Doctrine. We already talked about China going communist with Mao Zedong. So you can already see that there's a lot of stuff in this song that we've already talked about. Joel has mixed feelings about the song himself. It's a nightmare to perform live because if I miss one word, it's a train wreck. He also called it a novelty song that does not really define me well as album songs that probably don't get played. Your task is to create your artistic representation of the events of the Cold War. Billy Joel wrote a song and filmed a music video. You can do the same, or you can create anything else you'd like. You can write a short story, utilize your fine art skills, show off your graphic design abilities, produce a short film, etc. So this is your opportunity. Those of you who are musically inclined, you can do something with that. Those of you who I see your art in the hallways, this is your opportunity to do something with that. Make a comic book, write a short story. It does not matter too much to me so long as you are doing something artistic, whatever your art is. Here are my high expectations, though. Be creative, be bold, and create something you can be proud of. That's a very high expectation. Creative, bold, and something you can be proud of. You may help each other with your projects, but this is an individual project. You'll have 4 total class days, including today, to complete your project. In the event you do not finish in class, you are responsible for finishing outside of class. I would expect that some of you, maybe the majority of you, will spend time outside of class doing this if you're doing it well. Your artistic interpretation is due on Friday, May 17th. By the end of the first day of the project, that's today, you must have a complete idea for what you will create. So when I get back, I'm going to be asking you, what are you going to do? And if you cannot, that means then we are behind schedule and we need to take some corrective action at that point. So again, your task is to create your artistic interpretation of the events of the Cold War. So pick the most important events of the Cold War, in your opinion, do some research on them, and then create your artistic interpretation of those events as a whole. Billy Joel wrote a song, he filmed a music video. Again, example there for you. Please go watch it. And you can do whatever you are inspired to do. Let's look at this rubric real quick. So you've got 3 areas. You've got design and creativity, you've got content knowledge, and then you've got overall effectiveness and completion. Let me highlight for you real quick that content knowledge is worth double points. So whatever in this category, so like 25 points is the best rating that you can get in any of these areas, but that's really 50 points for content knowledge. So I'll highlight for you what the best project looks like. You can read through the others, but here's what I expect from a perfect 100 project. As far as design and creativity goes, exceptionally clever and unique in showing deep understanding. So it's 2 points, or 2 parts. It's clever and unique exceptionally, and it shows deep understanding. Okay, I don't want something cute that kind of references the Cold War. I want something that is clever and unique, again, your art, and shows deep understanding. Then the next one, content knowledge, shows a sophisticated understanding of the Cold War. The depth to which you can identify multiple events in the Cold War, why they are important, their impact, is how you get points here. Overall effectiveness and completion, the project is is engagingly organized and presents material in. I'm just going to start over there. Project is engagingly organized and presents material that is captivating for the viewer. So this is kind of a catch-all here. Your project needs to be engaging, it needs to be organized, and it needs to be captivating. This is a pretty high standard. This means you cannot do this at the last minute and have something that is creative, shows your knowledge, and is captivating. It doesn't need to be sloppy. It needs to be clean. It needs to look professional. It needs to be your best. So, all in all, today, watch the music video, We Didn't Start the Fire, and go over the rest of this rubric and come up today with your idea. What are you going to do?